Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. This is Marilyn Gale. Listen, guys, before I get started with the part one of Sisters episode 6, I'd like to invite anyone who has not subscribed. You can subscribe now and hit that notification bell. Now, let's start with episode 6, part 1 with Tyler Perry Sisters. Okay, episode 6 starts with Gary being in Andy's house saying he left his wife. Gary is telling Andy, say something. I walked out on my wife. Well, don't blame me. I'm not blaming you. I love you so much. You don't love me, Gary. I don't want you to be here. You should leave now. Don't play this sick game on me, Andy. What's going on here? Is there someone else? Oh, don't even try that, says Andy. There must be someone else, Gary says. I'm not doing this with you right now, Gary, okay? Don't push me back in her arms because you've done that once before. Gary, you are married. I'm divorcing her. I got on my knees and I asked you to marry me. Gave you a ring, Andy, that you gave to her. How did you know that? Says Gary. And Andy just looks at him. How did you know that, Andy? How did you know that? I gave up everything for you. Well, everything is on the line for you, says Andy. I have a job that I worked so hard to get, and I can lose it all. She came to visit me, Gary. Who came to visit you, my wife? She came to you about a divorce? Gary, you can't tell anyone. But she felt you were going to get a divorce and she wanted to beat you to it. Did she say why she wanted a divorce? Because you were having an affair. Does she know it's you? I don't think so. She hired a private detective to follow you. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was being followed. She says you're slick, cunning, and abusive. Abusive? Yes. What does that mean? Tell me. Tell you what, says Gary. You know me. If she comes to see you again, you can't take that case. I know, says Andy. Please don't give up on me now. This is Gary. So they hug and he kisses her on the forehead. Now the next scene is Carter and Karen still at the restaurant. And Carter brings his wife over to the table where Karen is still sitting. Are you on a date? Says his wife. You don't have that right to ask me that question, okay? And that's Carter. Karen takes a big gulp of her martini while she's watching this play out. The man she's on a date with brings his wife to the table to what? To do what? So Karen then tells them they need to figure this thing out. Carter tells her there's nothing to figure out. She looks at the wife and tells her, whatever you did is your business. And she starts to walk away. And the wife blurts out, I had an affair. He's so angry with me. He's so good at punishing people when they do something wrong. How can you say that? Says Carter. No. Bye, says Karen, and she leaves. And I do not blame her. That's a heck of a mess. So the next scene is with Danny. I want my money back. Now let me skip because that I don't know what happened to that page that I wrote some notes, but let me just school you on why Zach wants his money back. Zach gets out of the shower. He's, lotioning himself down. Danny has planted her laptop in the bathroom with the little camera, so she's on her phone watching everything that Zach is doing. She is seeing all of his situation. So he's putting lotion. So she said, "You need a little help with that? You want me to get your back?" And he said, "How you know what I'm doing in here?" So he's, she's saying little snide remarks, and it's obvious, that she's watching somehow. So he looks around in the bathroom and he sees the laptop. And so he's just dumbfounded, like, is this going to work out? I mean, is there going to be a problem with me staying here? So that's why he comes out of the restroom. He says, "I want my money back." Now, to calm him down a little bit, Danny hands Zach a joint. And he takes a hit and he says, "Oh, snap, Danny, what is this?" "That's that hybrid." So he takes another hit and he tells Danny, "You ain't getting this back." So the scene changes back to Andi and Gary. And Gary's telling Andi, "If you want me to leave, I will. But think about what you're going to say." "I've done nothing but think the last few days." Then there's a knock on the door. It's Karen. Now Karen realizes she has just interrupted something important. And she says, I'll come back." No. "I'll leave you too so you can talk," says Gary. Gary then asks Andi if he should take his things with him. And Karen tells him, "Just go on a walk for a little bit, and Andi and I need to talk, and just come back." So Gary says okay, and he gets up and he leaves. Girl, what the hell? Girlie said he moved out, and when I came home, he was here sitting on my couch. Now, this reminds me of a song, guys. Now, this is me. This is not the dialogue in the series. This is me. This scene reminds me of "I Will Survive." Remember that song? The part where it says, "I should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key." Why didn't she change her lock knowing Gary had the key? Because that whole situation could have changed. She walks in and Gary got all his stuff with him, saying he has left his wife. To me, that's a Freudian slip. If you really was finished with this man, if you didn't get your key back, which evidently she didn't, you would have changed those stupid locks. Okay. Gloria, what's her name? Gloria Gaynor. Now, Karen tells Andi, let's get back to the story. Karen tells Andi him being there means something. And Andi tells her she's mad because he had the nerve to give his wife the ring he gave her. "He's here, Andi." "It matters how he got here," says Andi. "His wife was so happy. She loves him. His wife loves him, and I feel like crap." "He's here, Andi. He left her." This is Karen talking. "You gotta deal with the here and now." Guys, that's bad advice, y'all. That's bad advice. "When I found he was married, Karen, I should have stopped it then." "You didn't. Look, honey, it's over. He's here. Just take one day at a time." Guys, like Trina Braxton used to say, this is some bull. This is some bad advice. It's over. He's here. Just take one day at a time. You just setting yourself for a heartache, guys. If anybody is in a situation like this, girl, leave that man alone. He's married. He belongs to somebody else. Until he gets a divorce, guys, he's married. So Calvin has spent the night. The scene switches to Calvin and Sabrina. So Calvin has spent the night and he sleep. And Sabrina sneaks, turns and gets her phone. She sneaks and take a picture of Calvin's girly drawers. He rolls over and he wakes up and he start putting on his clothes and he tells her he didn't mean to stay that late. And she asked him, am I going to see you again? Yeah, probably tomorrow, he tells her, and he gives her a kiss. Guys, I really do think that he likes her. She just got to get over the fact that he has some feminine ways. He's effeminate and he's straight, but he has gay dad. So what he has learned, it's nothing that he kissed that man on the lips, and it was a platonic peck, because that's what he grew up, not knowing that people will judge him on that. He got picked on in school, but he grew up that way, seeing certain things, and he thought nothing of it. So let me continue. Sabrina, as he leaves, Sabrina couldn't wait. She could not wait to send Danny a picture of Calvin in his flowery drawers. Now, Danny receives the picture and calls Sabrina right back. Thought you were still asleep. I know you got your behind done. You even showing your side boobs. No, that's Calvin. Danny puts the phone on mute and starts cracking up. So Sabrina says, that's why I hate to call you. I know the phone is on mute and I know your behind is laughing. So Danny unmutes it and she says, so that's Calvin's behind? His behind is pretty. Prettier than yours. Really, Danny? So you slept with him? Girl, he came on so strong. I was so weak. So was he? I don't know. He was there all night. Now, guys, you have to read between the lines. Listen, because I'm not going to come out and say the things that they said and insinuate it. So just listen. So let me repeat that. So was he? I don't know. He was there all night. Girl, Jerome be there 30 seconds and says, do me. Girl, I gotta go. This is Danny. Oh, you gotta go so you can send that picture to Andi and Karen. Guys, you guessed it. As soon as Danny hung up, she forwarded the pictures to Andi and Karen before she went back to sleep. So guys, I don't know what happened to the other part of my notes. I don't seem to have them all. But evidently it wasn't meant for me to comment on. So I'm going to end it right there, and thank you guys for joining me. Like I said before, I'm going to invite anybody to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can get the rest of this series. What I'm going to do is also get some pictures so you'll get a picture in your mind of who Gary is and who Calvin is, who Carter, just a picture of who the guys are. So I'm going to get some pictures together for that. But again, this picture is Andi, the picture that I'm No, this is the four sisters. I did get a picture of the four sisters as they're celebrating, and this looks like it was the celebration at Andy's birthday party. So I'll share that with you. So, like I said, I'm going to end this. It's getting late. I just went out to Thanksgiving dinner. I did not feel like cooking. It's been raining and acting up outside, so I didn't want to be out there with the drunks, and it's raining and slippery and. No, your girl stayed home. Well, your girl went right up the street to the Sizzler, and your girl came home and decided to get this out. Been a very, very busy, busy time for me. But I love doing this, and I thank you for joining me. So I'm going to say goodnight to everyone, and I'll see you next time. Good night.